people just like you who chose InventHelp to pursue their idea. We are experienced. We are working for you. We are InventHelp.
Call us for free information at 1-800-460-1663. That's 1-800-460-1663. Again, 1-800-460-1663.
The 910 AM live stream can now be seen on Apple TV, Roku, Chromecast, YouTube Red, iPhone, iPad, Android phone, Android tablet, Amazon Kindle Fire, any Windows phone, or watch us live at 910amsuperstation.com.
Welcome back, Metro Detroit. This is Kerry Leon Jackson, the Urban Conservative. You're listening to 910 AM Superstation, Metro Detroit's only urban talk radio station. The number here in the studio is 313-778-7600. It's 313-778-7600. You can take the kid out of the hood, but can you take the hood out of the kid? All right, Dorian, go ahead. I'll let you finish up before I start knocking out the other callers. Hello? If we lost Dorian, then okay, go ahead, Dorian.
Hello? Yeah, well, I would just say this. You just got to give him enough time to mature himself. And he's making some serious mistakes. And he's going to probably I'm telling you, he's going to get trashed in the media today. But for him to realize, hey, I need to take a step back, is his realization, his epiphany now that maybe the guy went to Murray State. It wasn't like he was expected to be the second overall pick. It wasn't like he was expected to get all his fame, and in a short period of time he was drafted.
Dorian, take a breath for a moment. Here's the thing. I understand that brother's story is slightly different, but you do, of course, understand this is not the first time this has happened. This has been a regular pattern. And I'm not just talking about with him. I'm talking about with others that I mean, seriously, that I myself thought when I was
money's gonna do for anybody is gonna bring out the true them. Am I correct?
It usually does. It usually does.
Be young or old. If you are an alcoholic, you're gonna be
a worse alcoholic, right?
Because you got more money. If you are a thug, you're going to go out here and thug it up, go out here, and that's the problem with the sports industry. This is what I'm saying. Overall, too soon, too fast, not enough guidance, period. And we're just exploiting these kids because, hey, he break an ankle, whether he's breaking an ankle or shooting somebody, how long he's going to have for his career?
He's not going to have long.
What he's going to do with that?
Let me knock out some more of these other callers. I got you, brother. Have a good morning. Thanks for calling. 313-778-7600. Let's talk to Rick. Good morning, Rick.
Hey, good morning, man. Good morning. You know, you brought this subject up. You know, I was dealing with it yesterday with a couple of people, and you're right. Everything that you guys have said is true, except that I think the approach to, you know, maybe stopping it, you know, I don't know how fast it can work, you know, to get people to just decide not to do something that we've been doing for now, 40, 50 years. And that's celebrating getting money, celebrating people who have a narcissistic view of life, like they already know the answer. Get it, right? And I mean, you're right. I think factory workers get jobs, have never had a job. 2 paychecks in. First thing you do, buy bags. Okay? Now, people who ain't
happens at tax tab every single year.
This is what I'm doing.
Right.
This is not an issue of just, you know, something like that. The streets literally will turn you out. It mostly starts, you know, I came out of Project Life. And so I know that a lot of it starts with having to survive. Now, that part I didn't like, but I could kind of understand that affiliation was created to survive. Now, the only thing that's going to counteract that kind of situation is to organize more productively, more positively. You know, you start getting people together, kids together before they get turned out on the streets, before they need to grim people to try to keep people off their back, before they need to carry a knife or a gun in order to feel secure. Before this stuff happens, you have a better chance of stopping it from occurring. much earlier, before the trauma.
So do you think that once they have learned all of those street survival techniques that they can't be changed? Can you honestly, because that's the question. I understand what it's like to be hood, but the question is, once you're out the hood, do you stay out, or do you just be some thug who now is a thug with some money?
Kerry, you know how it goes. That little bit of edge, that little bit of roughneck, man, we don't let that stuff go that easy, okay? I mean, we carry the swag, we carry the whole mystery, the whole thing. The problem, the only difference.
Rick, let me tell you, here's the problem. I need you to fill in the blank. You're right. We don't let it go. You know why we don't let it go? Because right now, nobody teaches them to let it go. When I was younger, everybody taught you to let it go. But right now, nobody teaches you to let it go.
It works, though. They're going to let it go when it stops working. When you stop getting attention, when you stop getting women that think like that, when you stop getting them farmers, when you stop getting that attention, when you pull up in that Benz, a lot of things is going through your mind, Kerry, and you hope a lot of them are getting the attention of people. And everybody sees that. It works. It will stop when it doesn't work. As long as that 5-carat ring and 3-carat bracelet is on your arm, man, it's like effective. It's going to keep working. It's like Make3.com. It's going to keep working. It's self-effectuating. People are going to do what's in their own self-interest all the time. You can count on it, right? And
I think that the problem is everybody has gotten selfish, and we've dropped the ball on teaching the youth, that
the kids are scared, Gary. The kids are scared, and the kids need to put up a front, and they don't want you messing with them and disrespecting them. If it means they got to hang out with a guy that's been to prison or a guy that ain't scared, they're going to do it. It's true about the learning, but you're making it sound like it's something that you can just go pick up. You can't stop that kind of peer pressure like that. Man, when you got street crazy,
you can't stop that peer pressure when you go back, when you're in it every day. But once you've been removed, once you've got an opportunity to go live a better life, are you telling me that you can't change?
Try to take the women and the people in the better life with the same thing that you were using in the hood. Guys that get money do the same thing. Get the women making $500,000 a year. They got the same swag, the same game. They tell them the same thing. The only thing different is nobody is chasing them to be trying to shoot them right now and things of that line. So it's basically, it works, Gary. People like that stuff. I'm telling you.
All right, brother. Let me knock out some more of these callers. You ain't gonna believe that these lines are backing up like this. Thanks for calling this morning, brother. Let's go to Carmen. Good morning, Carmen.
Good morning.
What's on your mind?
You know, I didn't hear anything about this young man.
I know from your post last night, and you said that you didn't even know who they were, and you didn't know who Mike Vick or Aaron Hernandez was. I thought, oh my God, I don't know what world Carmen has been living in, because she gonna have to. Y'all, when you saw the post I made, Carmen actually texted out about who are these people. Carmen has no idea. Now, if I said Ray Caruth, do you know who Ray Caruth is?
Definitely not.
Okay, so if I but now here's one. Do you know who O.J. Simpson is?
Yes, I know of him.
All right. So we got to basically, Carmen ain't really that old. I don't know why she's pretending that the only athlete she know happen to be 50 or 60 years old. But anyway, now you know who they are. And Carmen spent she spent time last night looking these people up so that she would understand what the issue is. And the issue is clear. You can take the kid out the hood, but can you take the hood out the kid?
Yeah, and you know, it's unfortunate that the young people that have the gift and the opportunity to get out of the hood, that they don't choose to learn from previous athlete decisions. I also feel like the league, in whatever arena that you go into, have a responsibility for these young people, especially at the age they're coming into this league, to have some extra mentors or teachings that they're required to go into.
Wait a minute. So the league has to, if they're hiring you honestly believe that, and they're hiring 19-year-old kids, and they're I heard 19-year-old kids, and they're giving them millions of dollars, kids that don't really know how to live away from mama. And you think that it's the league's responsibility, whether they're playing in football or basketball or whatever, you believe that the league should wind up teaching the kids to grow up and be responsible?
I think that it is absolutely part of the league's responsibility. And I only say that because these children generate millions, billions. So it's almost like protecting their investment,
And Carmen, let me just say this. They do protect their investment. Every contract has clauses in it. I saw what you typed earlier. Every contract, everyone, and when the agents are negotiating it, if the agent's a member of the NFL Players Association and the NBA Players Association, they have to talk to them about, listen, your behavior will get you get a chance to make this money, but if you misbehave and if you're out doing stupid stuff that's going to reflect bad on the league, you're going to not make this money because they're going to kick you out and they're going to discipline you. The league is going to protect the league. They're not there to protect any individual athlete. That's when it comes up to it's the athlete's agent and the people that he surrounds himself with, his family, his friends. That's when he's supposed to be a little bit more mature. I understand that 19-year-olds are probably not that mature, but I don't believe that it's the league's responsibility to teach him to not be a fool.
Yeah, I think it's their responsibility to protect their assets. And like I say, it's everybody's responsibility, but I do think because you're bringing in these teenagers and you're giving them millions, like I said, I'm not saying they still have to make their own decisions. But what I'm saying is financially, they should be set down however often, to go over their finances. Hey, you got to be more responsible. You got to, behavior. Bring like law enforcement in to talk to these children about, hey, you have a target on your back. So, although you got out of the hood, there are going to be people in the hood that's going to try to draw you back. Some going to listen, some not going to listen. But
I got you. They're playing the music. I got to go to break. Thanks for calling this morning, Carmen. 313-778-7600, 313-778-7600. It's a very quick break. We'll be right back.
Make sure your plumbing problems are taken care of the right way. For over 20 years, Right Way Plumbing's knowledgeable staff has served Metro Detroit. Schedule your appointment and receive a free in-home visual plumbing inspection with any paid service. Discounts available for seniors and veterans. And remember, there's only one way to do a job, and that's the right way. Call now, 877-RIGHT-89. That's 877-744-4889.
Balance of Nature's fruits and vegetables in a capsule, changing the world one life at a time.
I had no energy for months and months and months. I had no energy, and I'm a very active person. And my husband was noticing that I was tired all the time, and I was slow at everything that I was doing. And I kept listening to the commercials, and you don't know if something's going to help you or not. But I decided this was something I was going to do. And lo and behold, in about 4 days to taking them, I was repotting plants. I was doing other things. My husband said to me, "You seem to have more energy." And I said, "Oh, yeah, I'm fine." And I'm telling you, nothing has ever made such a difference. So anyway, I'm very happy.
Right now, Balance of Nature is offering free shipping and 35% off on any new preferred order. Call 1-800-2468-751 or go to balanceofnature.com and use discount code RADIO5.
910 AM Superstation has the greatest advertising deal ever with our Godfather package. 100 spots for $600 with a must-air within 30-day policy, and we will even produce the spots free. That's right, free. Call Devin C. now at 248-357-4566. That's 248-357-4566. Or email at d.calhoun@thewordnetwork.org. This excludes political ads.
Attention! Do you owe back taxes, fines, and penalties to the IRS? The IRS now offers new relief options for taxpayers affected by COVID-19, but you can't go it alone. Call Tax Solutions now. Our team of former IRS agents and tax professionals can get you the best deal. We know the COVID-19 rules. Call us and never speak to the IRS again.
I couldn't sleep. We were being audited. I called Tax Solutions Now, and a great big weight was lifted off my shoulders.
I called Tax Solutions Now, and they got the IRS off my back.
Tax Solutions Now had my wage garnishment lifted in 48 hours.
The virus has caused the IRS to take extensive action to help taxpayers. So if you owe $10,000 or more, this is the best time in years to settle your tax debt.
I qualified for the Fresh Start program. I paid less than I owed.
Remember, the IRS will not give up until you pay. Call 800-683-9499. 800-683-9499. 800-683-9499.
Welcome back, Metro Detroit. This is Kerry Leon Jackson, your urban conservative. You're listening to 910 AM Superstation, Metro Detroit's only urban talk radio station. The number here in the studio is 313-778-7600. It's 313-778-7600. For those of you who just tuned in, who are typing, I'm late to the party. What is today's topic? The topic is simple. You can take the kid out of the hood, but can you remove the hood out of the kid? We're talking not just about one athlete who's been in trouble in the last week, but a series of athletes who've gotten in trouble in the last 15 years. Okay, we're going to go back 20 years. The fact these are people that already found a path out of the hood. They already had multi-million-dollar contracts. And they just couldn't stop being gangster, couldn't stop being thug, still had to take part in selling drugs, beating people up, being a criminal, and carrying guns. 313-778-7600. Do you blame is it the athlete's fault, or is it his entourage, the people, the friends, and family members that he takes with him when he leaves the hood? 313-778-7600. Let's talk to Carl. Good morning, Carl.
Morning. This is Carl. Listen, fully in the hood. Up the hood, you change your life. You change your life in the hood. That's what I did. That's how I became a better person. Majority of the people in the hood try to change their lives. And there's nothing wrong with him getting that money at an early age. I understand that he's young. You got old heads get money for whatever reason, that they win it or whatever, it's passed down, and they don't know how to act. But the thing is the culture. That's what it is. Got into it. And what he showed is irresponsible gun ownership. If he got a permit or anything, you know, I don't understand. For me, it's just me. Open carry. I don't want you to know I have a firearm.
It's not just you. Plenty of people don't understand open carry. Percy is very, very, very adamant about open carry and that it shouldn't be allowed. There's a lot of folks who don't believe that you should be flashing guns no matter where you are. I get that part, but I agree with you that it's probably irresponsible gun ownership to just sit there and flash it. He didn't flash it like a real thug, like a lot of folks hold the guns up in the air and stuff like that. I mean, I've got family members who do it on a regular basis. But, well, you know, the question is, do we assume, or what's the responsibility of those of us in society when you see somebody who has a path out, a path to success, to sit them down and say, listen, it's time for you to change your ways. You've got to stop acting the way you used to act. That is not the path you want to be on.
Yes, you're right. He has to wrap his head and his mind around other things. Gun is not the thing to consume your time with. You see what I'm saying? That is not the thing. Yeah, you understand it. It's there for a reason. But for this young man, and I'm glad he got caught in this situation. I'm not glad he got caught in this situation. I do wish he wasn't in this situation. But that's like laying it down around, here come a kid, get it and shoot another kid. You see what I'm saying? So I hope he wake up from this incident, because that's flashing from entertainers to, the whole list of it. That mindset is terrible. It's absolutely terrible. And I hope the young man the best. I really do. I don't want nothing to happen to him. I wish he would do more good things and understand what's going on in life. It's more to life than that. Life is so precious, man. And once he wrap his head around that, he'll understand.
Let me knock out some more of these callers. Thanks a lot for calling this morning, brother. 313-778-7600. Let's talk to Fidel. Good morning, Fidel.
Hey, good morning. How you feeling?
Pretty good. What's on your mind?
Hey, I'm gonna give you another way of looking at stuff. You heard it live with Jalen Rowe. You're not taking in consideration how many of these athletes get jacked. Jalen used the word assassination. When he was out in California, somebody tried to jack him. He was just with one guy. So guys try to tell the younger player, when you leave in the stadium, you're a target. You're a target. People try to jack you, carjack you, rob you, follow you to your house. Now, I'm not excusing this boy behavior, but you also got to take in consideration. You leave all them alone. You decide to leave the stadium. You're a target. You decide to go out. You're an extra target. Keep that in mind. And for the life of me, Kerry, what's the difference in between him and you? You had to shoot somebody to survive. Sometimes when you can, it doesn't matter if you're a lawyer or athlete. It's just the way it is between us. If you didn't have your gun, who's to say you would be here now? Don't be so hard on these young brothers. Don't help them out. Show them commercial real estate. Show them to tell them to go talk to their elected official and get them guys in that crew some of their bonds, grants, and contract. You can no longer keep saying they thugs and you don't give them anything. That makes absolutely no sense.
But Fidel, the issue is I'm not disagreeing with anything you just said. You're right. You need to show people other options. You need to show them a better way of life, and at some point try to reach back and help them. But once they're on the path, once they've already seen a better life, who's responsible at that point in time to say, don't mess up?
I'm going to say this again. What's the difference between him and you? He didn't discharge his gun. You discharged yours. You said you saw somebody twice. Now, ain't nobody on here calling you no thug. You can't, if you point a finger, two going to be pointing at.
Actually, there's a whole bunch of people that call me that younger person. So Fidel, the difference is I made a conscious, deliberate decision to change and to not put myself in those sort of situations. Now, that was intentional. That also was 40 years ago. I'm not the person that I was then. At some point,
opportunity to grow. The same opportunity.
But Fidel, I agree that he needs the opportunity to grow. The question is, who's going to teach him to do something better than what he's doing? And again, I'm not trying to, please listen to me. I'm not trying to concentrate just on one kid. Today's show is not a story about one individual athlete. The story is about plenty of them, at least 15 of them, 20 that I can think of, who keep doing the exact same thing, which is you've already got a path out. Success has already been laid out for you. The contracts are already there. You've already got endorsements, but they can't let go of those ways that are going to wind up destroying their career and probably their life.
You missing the point, kid, and that's the difference.
Tell me the point. Tell me the point that I'm missing, brother.
That's the difference between the old heads and the new heads. 40 years, what went on 40 years ago is totally different what goes on now. You're not going to understand it. You got your mindset. But here's one thing. There's more stories than Jalen Rose that don't go report again. How many of these same athletes have been jacked and they decide to protect themselves, whether they stupid, ignorant, or defended themselves, and then y'all come hard on them. So again, I'm just giving you another way of thinking about it, but dude make way more money than me and you. He got to be doing something right. So that's my comment, man.
Have a good morning. Thanks for Dale. 313-778-7600. Let's talk to Michael.
Hey, thanks for taking my call, and thanks for. Anyway, I want to talk about Isaiah Thomas and Scottie Pippen. I'm going to make it brief. Scottie Pippen come out of a situation where he was the last kid. I think he had a younger brother, and he had a lot of siblings to take care of. So did Isaiah Thomas. The truth of the matter is these kids don't have a childhood. They've been professionals since they're 14 years old, even though they ain't being paid to be professionals. And I know the sports leagues now, they got some training where they can learn how to learn life skills. They don't have any life skills to get there. When they get there, they don't have any life skills. All they hear about what is people saying about them, mostly the people, coaches and scouts and people inside the industry instead of them developing something. That's why it was important for them to have the be able to protest and stand, because it's something about them. They got to understand what's going on in the world, and a lot of them don't.
So how do we wind up teaching them?
What we wind up teaching them is when they're young, you got a mama and daddy. Well, some of them being raised by their mama mostly, and then you got your brothers, nephews, and uncles and stuff. Everybody thinks you're going to be the next best thing or the best slice of bread or whatever. And a lot of people who do that, they don't even make it to the D1 college level. They go to community college or they go on with their lives. So it depends on how your upbringing too. That's why I brought up Isaiah Thomas and Scottie Pippen, because they got lucky. They hit the lottery. And these other ones, you know, the rest of us, we got to move on and do something, or we still got that mentality.
Here's the thing. I don't know that I want to say Isaiah got lucky. He
right. I know he's
same part of the West Side, wound up going to St. Joe, followed that path. There were plenty of kids that age, that during that era, who were talented. Plenty of them who wanted to wind up making it to the pro level. He made it through college and then to the pro level. So yeah, at that stage, I'd agree with you there. He hit the lottery, because you're right. You know, one out of there are 4,000 people shooting for that spot, then one of them might wind up getting to make it to the pro level. But the problem is that there are those that have worked that hard, that have gotten to that level. You've exceeded all of the 1 out of 4,000 number, which I think now is probably a little higher. It's probably 5,000 or 6,000. Sure. Once you've gone through all of that, you're out. You've got a path towards success. You can see a brighter future, and they still wind up blowing it by doing something stupid. When are we supposed to put them on the path to say, not only are you working to get out of the hood, but once you're out of the hood, the plan is to stay out of the hood, not go right back?
That's when education comes in, and you don't hear nothing about these kids, what kind of majors they have, and
we're gonna athletes and education is a whole nother show, brother. Because you're right, you're not gonna know what their majors are. I gotta go to break. 313-778-7600. So our last break of the morning. We'll be right back.
WADL gets a facelift and is now My 38 Detroit. Along with a facelift comes new programming on Mondays at 8 p.m. Catch a 2-hour block of Law and Order SVU. Tuesdays, Chicago Fire. Wednesdays, Dateline. More Dateline and Chicago PD on Thursdays and on Fridays. You'll get more Chicago PD to start your weekend. We'll still have some of your favorite shows like Mom, Blackish, and Friends. Just adding more for you to enjoy on My 38. The Word Network has been broadcasting inspirational messages around the world since the year 2000, and we keep getting bigger and better and more innovative. Seen all around the world, we bring you the best teaching, impartation, singing, and inspiration. If you want original programming, we have that too. The Word Network is your exclusive source for all things inspiration, and we can be found on every device imaginable. If you want to be uplifted and inspired, you need the Word Network.
My 38 is offering a great special that cannot be refused. Are you looking for a great deal on TV advertising? Are you searching for an avenue to get your business name out to the public? With My 38, we are offering a great special with 100 commercial ads for a great price. This offer is for a 30-day ad placement. Please contact Devin C. for more information at 248-357-4566 or email at d.calhoun@thewordnetwork.org. This excludes political ads. The all-new 910 Superstation is your #1 source for urban talk radio. If you're looking for the best in radio programming, look no further. You can now listen in on a multitude of audio platforms. We're on Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Buzzsprout, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Listen Notes, and coming soon to Amazon Music, Goodpods, and Overcast. 910 AM Superstation, the largest, strongest, 50,000-watt urban radio station in town.
Did you know most vitamin supplements don't even come from food? Even the products with colorful fruits and vegetables adorning the labels are seldom derived from produce. Typically, supplements are synthetic, made in a laboratory. Modern science may synthetically imitate these chemicals, but your body isn't fooled. It knows the difference, and it craves quality materials to build, repair, and fight illness. You need to consume fruits and vegetables daily in a variety of colors, as well as whole grains and other fresh food. That's why I formulated Balance of Nature. I wanted to be able to give my patients a natural alternative to the cheap, unnatural chemistry by giving them real fruits and vegetables. In fact, the only ingredients inside of Balance of Nature are whole fruits and vegetables. Don't settle for imitation nutrition. Reach for the good stuff, the real stuff.
Call 1-800-246-8751 or go to balanceofnature.com to get 35% off your first preferred order by using discount code RADIO5.
Welcome back, Metro Detroit. This is Kerry Leon Jackson, your urban conservative. You're listening to 910 AM Superstation, Metro Detroit's only urban talk radio station. The number here in the studio is 313-778-7600, 313-778-7600. You can take the kid out of the hood, but can you take the hood out of the kid? Let's go back to the phones. Let's talk to James.
Good morning, Kerry.
Good morning, James.
I would just like to say that, make a statement. A fool and his wealth soon parts. Now, you can figure out the rest, or you give you something to ponder on anyway. Thank you.
Thank you, James. Let's talk to Jerry. Good morning, Jerry.
Good morning, Mr. Jackson, and thank you for taking my call. Mr. Jackson, first of all, I pray for this young athlete. It's just a mistake, a human mistake happened. But we don't forget, Mr. Jackson, the time has changed. Nowadays, technology, the social media, the internet, all those social media, the things get caught by the public right away. Mr. Jackson, in a matter of one night, you could destroy your career just for saying something wrong, something very, very silly, something very, and you could destroy your career, your future, your family for a small mistake. Look, our actor, Will Smith, what he did a year ago toward Chris, the comedian, he was punished out of the Oscar for what? A year, 2 years, 3 years? That Will Smith, he cannot attend any Oscar. So, people, they have to watch themselves, Mr. Jackson, because the time is different. We live in a small world. Cameras are all over, video all over. And I thank you for taking my call. Mr.
Thank you
Jackson.
for calling and sharing this morning, Jerry. Have a great day. Let's talk to Jerome. Good morning, Jerome.
Good morning, Kerry.
What's on your mind?
Most of us in our community that really had access and had families and we were taught to come back to our communities and redevelop our communities. We were taught, and we talked to the athletes to let them know what to do. We let them know that finances, wealth is not, and this is one thing people have to remember, most wealth in this country is not earned, it's inherited. And we always had block clubs, we had neighborhood associations, we had each one, a village raises a tithe. The fees got heavy. Everybody didn't have that experience, and that's where the problem is.
But I understand that everybody didn't have that experience, but I think that everybody who was all caught in the common struggle of being stuck or trapped in, whether you want to call it the hood or the ghetto or just an area where they lacked some of the advantages of some of the other areas. I think that it was my experience. And if I'm wrong, and then, that was the whole point of doing the show, for folks to tell me, no, we didn't all strive in order to try and get out of the hood. Folks that I was around, everybody wanted to rise up. They wanted to get better. They wanted to do the George Jefferson, to move on up to, you wanted to get out of the projects. You wanted to get out of that and move to a better neighborhood, do better for your kids and stuff like that. And the goal also was to get out and to stay out and not to come back. But truthfully, in the last 15 to 20 years, it just seems that somebody dropped the ball. Nobody seems to have taught these athletes and entertainers, I don't mean to leave them out, that once they're at that level, once they see a path out, once they're making money and they've found the path towards success, they're supposed to continue on that, and they have to cut loose some of the ways that they had previously. And it just seems that we're not doing that anymore. We're just letting it slide, and we're just telling people, go ahead, act any way you want to act. We're happy that you're that way. And then you see what happens. Is careers get ruined pretty quickly.
Well, let's put the word out now. Go back to your neighborhood. You develop your community. Each one. Let's make this a better place.
Thanks for calling this morning, Jerome. 313-778-7600. 653. I got time for one more call. Oh, who's left? Tim left. Let's go with Tim. Good morning, Tim.
Good morning. Yes, good morning, Kerry. I'm joining the show today. It's not always about just taking the kid from the hood. It's about taking the kid from the streets. Because what he did, that was streets. That was street garbage. And then it's all about, if you don't want to leave the hood, once you make it successful, it's all about what you're going to do to make your hood more successful. Look what Jalen Rose is doing. He's making Southwest Detroit more successful about opening up schools. If you don't want to leave the hood, well, make your hood a little bit better. And who should be helping these young kids? It's the Basketball Player Association. They should have some type of organization where they sit down with these kids. I'm not talking about the league. I'm talking about the Player Association.
You're talking about the Player Association, right?
Yes. Same way Deion set that thing up about going through these, telling these college players and things like that, how these groupies going to be coming at them. The Player Association should have something.
Somebody's got to teach them that you not just to start the Fidel said, not just that you're going to be a target for getting robbed, but you're going to be a target that girls are going to set you up, that people are going to accuse you of stuff, that they're going to try and get you in a position where they can take advantage of you because they want your money. You're right. I fully agree. I don't believe it's the league's responsibility. I definitely think it's the Players Association responsibility. That and parents, aunties, whatever, aunts or uncles, Again, I'm going to say the same thing, and we're going to wind up going off the air with it. As a community, it's still our job. That's the entire point of community, is that we've got something in common, and we all are supposed to look out for other members of the community. Thanks for calling this morning, Tim. Have a great morning. I'm out of time, y'all. Next up is State Representative Joel Jones. Either he or a member of the foundation will be here to bring you information and inspiration from 7 to 9. Followed by the Attorney Anthony Adams show from 9 to 11. I urge y'all to stay tuned right here to 9:10 a.m. Superstation throughout the morning. Tomorrow is Tuesday. Y'all know I don't have a live show on Tuesday. We play a pre-recorded show on Tuesday. So the next time you talk to me live will be Wednesday morning at 6 o'clock in the morning. And I already know what Wednesday's topic is going to be. We're going to talk about the Black community and law enforcement. And I look forward to talking to each and every one of y'all then. Have a great day. Stay safe. And we're supposed to get a little bit of snow, but we're going to get snow-wise 40 degrees outside. So it'll probably be snow and rain, but do whatever you've got to do in order to stay safe. I look forward to talking to each and every one of y'all Wednesday morning. Have a great day.